You ever meet your wife's ex-boyfriend? Yeah, that's a fun day. It's like walking into a movie that's already halfway over and everyone knows the plot except you. My wife told me, "Oh, you'll like him, he's a nice guy." And I thought, yeah, that's not the point, is it? I don't want to like him. I want him to be living under a bridge, regretting every decision he made. But then you meet him and he's perfect. He's taller than you expected, smells like a cologne you can't afford, and somehow he remembers your wife's favorite coffee order from 10 years ago. I'm standing there holding an ice lat like, cool. Yeah, I knew that too eventually. But here's the thing, life will always bring you face to face with your insecurities. Sometimes they're not just thoughts, sometimes they're 6'2" and shaking your hand. And in that awkward handshake moment, you realize something. You can't control what used to be in someone's past, but you can control who you're becoming in the present. See, confidence isn't loud, it's quiet. It's not proving you're better, it's knowing you're enough. So instead of comparing yourself, start becoming yourself. Because one day, you'll look back and laugh, not because it wasn't uncomfortable, but because you grew through it. You realized that true strength isn't found in pretending to be unbothered. It's found in choosing peace when pride wants to argue. And that's when the funny part hits you, the person you were insecure about. They were just a character in your story that helped reveal who you really are. Confidence is not about proving yourself louder than others or trying to outshine anyone in the room. It's the calm assurance that you know who you are and what you bring without needing constant validation. True confidence doesn't compete. It stands firm in quiet strength, secure in purpose. It's found in humility, in the stillness where you don't have to boast because your presence already speaks volumes. When you're confident, you don't chase comparison. You simply walk in your lane, focused, composed, and at peace with your journey. Knowing your worth isn't measured by the noise around you. Insecurity often feels uncomfortable, but it's a mirror showing us where growth is needed. It points to the places in our hearts and minds that crave healing, assurance, and development. When we feel insecure, it's not a sign of weakness, but an invitation to evolve. It reveals the gaps between who we are and who we're becoming, urging us to strengthen our confidence and deepen our self-understanding. By facing insecurity instead of running from it, we uncover valuable lessons about resilience and identity. Every feeling of inadequacy is a signal guiding us toward maturity, wisdom, and inner stability. Comparison clouds your vision and makes you lose sight of your own path. It shifts your focus from progress to performance, from purpose to competition. When you constantly measure yourself against others, you forget that everyone's story unfolds at a different pace. Comparison creates noise in your mind, blurring gratitude for what you already have and who you're becoming. It drains joy, replacing contentment with pressure. True clarity comes when you stop looking sideways and start looking forward, realizing your journey has its own rhythm. The moment you let go of comparison, you begin to see life through a lens of peace. Growth rarely happens in comfort. It's born in moments that stretch and challenge us beyond what feels easy. Discomfort exposes our limits and invites us to rise above them. It pushes us to face fears, confront weaknesses, and adapt to change. Every struggle holds the seed of strength, and every setback builds resilience. The seasons of pressure we try to avoid often become the very places where transformation begins. Growth doesn't come from staying safe, but from daring to step into the unknown, trusting that each challenge is shaping us into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable of carrying purpose. Focus on who you're becoming, not just where you've been or what you've done. Life moves forward, and your growth depends on what you choose to nurture within yourself. Every decision, habit, and mindset is shaping your future self. When you fix your attention on becoming better instead of being perfect, progress replaces pressure. The past may define moments, but it doesn't define you. Each day is a chance to learn, improve, and align more deeply with your purpose. Keep your eyes on the person you're evolving into and let that vision pull you through distractions, doubts, and temporary setbacks. Don't argue with the past because it can't change its story, no matter how many times you replay it. What's done is already written, and revisiting it with regret only steals your peace. The past exists to teach, not to torment. When you keep fighting with old mistakes or missed chances, you drain the strength you need for today. Acceptance doesn't mean approval. It means acknowledging what happened and choosing to move forward. The moment you stop debating what should have been, you free yourself to focus on what still can be. Growth begins when you make peace with yesterday, choose peace over pride, because pride often demands to be right, while peace invites you to be free. Pride fuels arguments, builds walls, and turns small misunderstandings into lasting divides. Peace, on the other hand, quiets the noise and helps you see what truly matters. It takes greater strength to walk away from conflict than to win it. When you let go of the need to prove yourself, you create space for healing, understanding, and genuine connection. Pride may satisfy for a moment, but peace sustains you for a lifetime, reminding you that calm hearts conquer, where ego cannot learn to laugh at life's awkward moments, because they remind you that perfection isn't the goal, authenticity is. Everyone stumbles, says the wrong thing, or finds themselves in situations that don't go as planned. Laughter softens those moments and turns discomfort into connection. When you laugh, instead of getting embarrassed, you take back control of the moment and show that mistakes don't define you. Humor transforms tension into humility and teaches you to enjoy unpredictability of life. The ability to laugh at yourself is a quiet kind of wisdom that keeps your spirit light and your perspective clear. Every encounter teaches identity, because every person you meet reflects something about who you are or who you are becoming. Some people challenge your patience, others strengthen your empathy, and a few remind you of your worth. Each interaction shapes your understanding of yourself, showing where you stand and what you value. Even difficult encounters hold lessons, revealing your capacity to forgive, to grow, or to walk away. Life uses people as mirrors, helping you discover both your weaknesses and your strengths. When you pay attention, you realize that every meeting, no matter how brief, refines your character and purpose. True love isn't threatened by history because it's built on trust, not comparison. When two people choose each other, they embrace the present, not the ghosts of the past. Real love understands that everyone has a story, moments that shaped who they are today. Instead of feeling insecure about what came before, true love finds strength in honesty and grace. It focuses on what's being built now rather than what once was. When love is genuine, it doesn't compete with memories. It creates new ones that outshine them, proving that commitment is stronger than any chapter that came before, After all that, I realized encountering my wife's ex-boyfriend wasn't really about him at all. It was about me. It was about learning that you don't have to flinch every time life reminds you you're not perfect. I spent so much energy trying to prove I was fine, when honestly I wasn't. But that's okay, because confidence isn't pretending you're unbothered. It's knowing who you are even when you feel awkward holding your wife's lat next to a guy who looks like he jogs for fun. And maybe that's what life's about: showing up, smiling through the discomfort, and realizing that the only competition you really have is with who you were yesterday. You don't have to be taller, smoother, or cooler. You just have to be you. And somehow that's enough. Because in the end, she didn't marry the ex. She married this guy, the one still figuring it out, one uncomfortable moment at a time.